Good morning, dear devotees and friends. This Sunday we will be discussing about that our Rishi Vasishta giving advice to Sri Ramachandra that this world is unreal. But before that, as usually we do, let us chant this mantra. Dikaladi Anabachinna Ananta Chinmatra Murtaye Swanubhuti Ekamanaya Namah Shantaya Tejase. I salute the Supreme Brahman who is beyond all qualities, tranquil, beyond the limitations of the directions, space, time or objects, who alone is the embodiment of infinite consciousness and who is to be known only through the proof of one's own experience. With this we begin today. Sri Ram, a young man of 16 years, a son of a great king, Dasharatha, was planning to renounce the hearth and home, his family, in search of the truth, which is eternal. We find a little similarity with the life of the Lord Buddha. He was a prince, a Gautama. He went out, he saw a few things, then he started discriminating. If everything is temporary, why then I am living in this world, and why should I have to become a king, which is the kingdom, the ruler, the subject, and all these things are illusory, temporary, so I don't want this. So the Gautama came out and he became Lord Buddha. And here we find Sri Ramachandra, when planning to renounce the hearth and home, then his father became scared and he requested his guru Vasishta to convince him. And what the Vasishta did? Vasishta, at the request of the king, he went and told O Rama, you are correct. When you say there is only one consciousness, Brahman, but then what is this world? Friends, those who are following this Yogavasistha, you know, the last Sunday we discussed, I think the one Sunday we discussed, this world is illusory. So how it is illusory? The different type of philosophical viewpoints are there. So he is telling, here the Vasishta, the guru, he is telling, if the world is not truth, then what is it? Where from it came? What is made of? Who created it? So this is the conversation he was having with the Sri Ramachandra. It's very difficult to get these details like this, because the original book is containing lot of stories, and those stories, of course, they are very wonderful stories, and from that stories we learn. But we have chosen a book which is called Yogavasistha Sara. So Sara means we have taken the best part of the Yogavasistha, the philosophical the slokas of the Yogavasistha, and Swami Dhireshananda ji in Bengali he has written, and it's like his own thought, his explanation. And then Swami Sarvadevananda ji, he has translated that particular Bengali book into English. Now some people who are requesting me to give page and the sloka and chapter, you have to follow this two, or in English. In the Bengali it is Yogavasistha Sara, and in English it is the Yogavasistha Sara the name has been given Nectar of Supreme Knowledge by Swami Sarvadevananda. Now, these two books I am following mainly, and I am trying to give my own explanations. So, today we will be beginning the second chapter of this Yogavasistha Sara. Before that, let us once again go to those discussions, and it is a very, very high Advaitic discussions. So, obviously, we have to be very, very attentive, and we have to keep our mind open, and we have to understand what actually things are happening. And when he is asking Sri Rama, you are trying to leave this world, right? This samsara. Then what is this samsara? If there is only one existence, that is the Brahman, where from the samsara came, must be from the same Brahman, as because that was only one. So, if you discriminate, world is also Brahman. Sarvam eka idam. Sarvam eka idam. Everything is nothing but this. In the first chapter 25th verse, it says, I am quoting from there, Sarvam eka idam. Everything is nothing but the same. So, Sarvam means which is manifested and which is unmanifested. There are two things. Something is unmanifested, which we don't know, and then it is manifested. Now, the child is there in the mind of the parents, but unmanifested, not born, not physically there, but the affection for that baby, affection for the child, attachment for that, everything is there already present in the mind of the parents. And then afterwards, when the child is born, and that is manifested, and same attachment, same affection, same love, that is we can see. Now, both are same. So, this on this point we can say the world was there in the mind of the Brahman. And so, that Brahman, which is all pervading consciousness, one day thought, I want to become many. As the parents, they thought we want to have our children. That the children were born, and the Brahman thought, and the world was created. That is the way they say. And we have discussed about it, the philosophical point of view, whether it is a permanent transformation or it is apparent transformation, whether it is my thought only. All those discussions we have already done in our previous the classes. Here it says, the Yogavasistha says, Sarvam eka idam, everything is nothing but the one. The Rama thinks that it is only Vasistha's opinion. We may find the same realization expressed in the Upanishad also. In the Upanishad it says, Sadaiva Soumya Ekam Agra Asit Ekam Eva Addityam. This verse is not there in that book. This I am quoting from the Upanishads. So, those who are trying to follow, so please understand this. I think they are all highly educated people, the professors. This actually Sadaiva Soumya Idam Agra Asit, then Ekam Eva Addityam. That's a discussion was going on between a son and the father, the teacher and the student, and to convince the student, the son, the father said, the teacher said, of course, Soumya, oh my dear one, there was only one, Ekam Eva Addityam. Not only just Ekam, it says Advityam, there is no two. The conception that when we say the Eka, immediately the thought of two also arise in our mind. So no two. Ekam eva. Eva means truly, certainly, only one. Then, as if to give the importance on that particular one, no two. Advitiyam, a means negative, dvitiyam two, no two, is only one. And philosophers like the Shankaracharya also supported, and Shankara is telling, he says, Upadanam prapanchasya brahman anna navidyate. Upadana, the material of this world. How this world was created, where from the material came, two things are necessary. That is, one is the intellectual cause, another is the material cause. The carpenter and the wood, both are necessary to make the table. Only wood won't do. Only carpenter without wood can't do anything. So both are necessary. So we know the consciousness, the Brahman, it is there, but what was the material? And as Shankaracharya, he said, Upadanam prapancha. Prapancha means this created world, this universe. Brahmana, only Brahman. Anna navidyate. There was nothing else. So Brahman only. Tasma, therefore, sarva prapancha ayam brahmaiva asti. Look at it. This is the great dictum. This is the great word that Shankaracharya is telling. Tasma, therefore, sarva prapancha, all this universe, all this world, brahmaiva asti, is only Brahman, nacha itat. That's why Swami Vivekananda, who was also trained in this Advaita Vedanta, he said it is a sin to call a man sinner. Standing over here in American soil, he said it is a sin to call a man sinner. Because some of the philosophies, they say that we are all sinners. And he protested, no, it cannot be. Amritasya putraha. In the Vedanta again it goes and says, Amritasya putra, we are the children of immortal bliss. So we are the children of immortal bliss. And what is this Amritasya putra? This Amritasya putra means we are also that Brahman. Why? Because the material out of which we were created is nothing but the Brahman. To make it simple to understand, he gave the example of the earthen pot and the cloth. Earthen pot is made of earth. Cloth is made of thread. But the thread, there are bundles of threads are there. But the cloth is different, isn't it? And it has a name. Now our ladies, when they go, they purchase the sari, and it will be so costly. Out of what? There are only those. And this way we can think that this is only nothing but the thread. So this is the thing we have to understand. Aparakshanubhuti, I am not quoting that verse, in the 64 Aparakshanubhuti, Shankaracharya's composition, and he said this. The name and form is separating it. The moment I say this is Swami Ishatmananda, I am separated from Brahman. But in reality, I am Brahman. Because I am created out of Brahman. The same way, the earth out of which the pot was created by the potter, this earthen pot and the earth are not separate. At the same time, it is separate. It is not separate because they are same. It is separate because it has a name and a form. So the pot you are purchasing and the earth over there on which you are walking, though it is the same, but you are very conscious about the earthen pot, it should not fall and break. So that is the way we also go. Secondly, it says, When we remove the name and form, the pot and the cloth, what remains? The same, the truth, and nothing else. So when we can understand this body and mind is nothing but the Brahman, then there will remain Brahman only, the consciousness only, and nothing will be there. Why we don't feel that? We will come to that. Very interesting. It is within our control only. So Swamiji said, you are the maker of your own destiny. We suffer because of our ignorance. We enjoy because of our knowledge. We will come to that. Very, very interesting. And that is why the Vedanta is the philosophy, the religion of the modern time. Because now the people are constantly asking questions. They want to know the reason. Previously, we never saw when we were children, when we were eating something, maybe a candy, a chocolate, and that ingredients are written. No, it was not there. Just a chocolate was given and we were happy it is sweet. But now every chocolate and everything that you are making, immediately you have to give the ingredients. And people will read it and they will understand, oh, these things are all right and this is not. There are so many varieties. So people's thoughts are becoming very subtle. Oh, there is God, and if you go above the clouds, the God is there. Above the clouds, not only the aircraft, there's also the satellites. The satellites are moving all over. Have they found a God? Then the question will come. And they'll say, you said that above the clouds there is God, but all the satellites are now searching, giving all the photos, there is no God. How you will answer? Young people, young minds, they are doubting. But the God is not remaining over there. Though we point to the above, God is also here. God is also here. God is also here. God is everywhere. If we understand it. And that these young minds, these rational minds, scientific minds, they are understanding. What is God? Consciousness. Who am I? Consciousness. Then what is the separation? Because I am separating myself from that complete consciousness with a name and a form, isn't it? I am separating myself. Nobody is separating me. Nobody is forcing me. I am separating myself. But why? We will give that answer to this why afterwards. So it says, first we have to understand Rama is going to leave the hearth and home because he thought this is purely temporary and this is illusion, so I should go for the truth. Second, his guru, family guru, Vasishta Muni, he is telling that if you see this world, of course it is there. And if you feel the world is temporary, unreal, of course it is unreal. But tell me from where this world came, who created it, and out of what? So this question to reply, he himself is telling there is only one truth, there is only one consciousness. And if you see this world, the creation, it must have come from there. So it naturally, it belongs to that. There was only milk, and that milk has become so many varieties of sweets. Some are soft, some are hard, some are white, some are yellow, some, if you go to Bengal, and almost everywhere you will find the sweet shops. Bengali cannot live without sweets. And immediately after eating the sweets, they will go to the medicine shop also. There's medicine shops are also by the side. So this constantly it is there. So sweets are there, so many varieties of sweets are there, but out of what? Milk only. So if someone goes and says these are milk, is he wrong? No. But at the same time he is wrong because the milk has its different thing because we know milk. But the consciousness, of course, the consciousness everywhere. That's why Swami Vivekananda said, particularly pointing to the human being, the moving tabernacles, the moving temples, and people, they see the great wonder, one of the great wonders, Taj Mahal, the moving Taj Mahals. Who? The human being. But that human being is sitting in the corner of the street and crying and begging and asking for help. Yes, that is also the same consciousness. Only we don't understand, and that person is also not understanding. But truth is truth. This is called Vedanta, where we are united, where we are one on these points. When the acharyas, when the rishis, they declared Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the Hinduism means it embraces everything as its own. Don't think about political or the economical or the social way. It is high, pure spiritual thing. And the spirituality, it has no boundary. It goes and embraces each and everything. So politically we are separated. Socially we are separated. Linguistically we are separated. Culturally we are separated. Why? We want those. We love those. We want to be separate, and then we like to fight. We like to get the competition. That is a completely different thing. We want that, so it is there. If we don't want, nothing will be there. So these we have to understand. When Swami Vivekananda, he used to speak about the India, and one lady, American lady, the Christina Grunstendel, she said, we never saw India, we never knew India, but just hearing the word India from the mouth of Swami Vivekananda, we started loving India. And like Sister Nivedita, Margaret Noble from England, from America, and she is in the next state, in Michigan, she was born. And she went to serve India too, lived with Sister Nivedita. Many of us, we don't know. She also sacrificed whole life. Why? Vivekananda said, love India. So that is the way. But the same Vivekananda also said, do you think I am Indian? I belong to the whole world. From which point of view? This Vedantic point of view. As an Atman, I belong to the whole world, whole universe, and I am not taking part or in any group, any geographical boundary. No, that is the beauty of a pure Hindu. Hindu goes beyond the geographical boundary. Aparakshana bhuti, every moment we are dealing with one. But due to ignorance, people do not understand that. In the 65th verse of the Aparakshana bhuti, and Sarvopi Vyabhaharastu, I am quoting the same, Sarvo opi Vyabhaharastu, in dealing with Brahmana kriyate janaihi, we are dealing with the Brahman. Ajnanat na bijanasti. Due to ignorance, we don't understand. Mrideva hi ghatadikam. The ghata and the earth, like that, giving the example. So this is every time, every moment we are dealing with the God. Can you imagine? When a person is coming and knocking at your door and saying, sir, I am hungry, can you please give me some food? Will you believe the God is asking food for you? But the ignorant one will say, go away, you dirty one. I have bathed in the Ganga. I am carrying the plate full of sweets and food to the God in the temple. Don't stand before me. Rather, some of the people that's orthodox, they will say, hey, sprinkle the Ganga water. because the dirty man stood over there. Dirty man, dirty person. The God stood over there. But we don't understand this. So Swami Vivekananda, he taught us the practical Vedanta. And he told that Vedanta which was there inside the jungle, inside the cave, I have brought it and spread it in this city, among the people, everywhere. What is that Vedanta? Jibe prem kare jei jan, shei jan shebiche ishar. The one who is loving the created beings, he is truly serving the God. And another step above, it says, who is serving whom? If I am also the same Brahman, how can I serve others? I don't see anyone else but that consciousness. There is a very high, the condition of the mind. From there is no difference. But as long as we have the attachment with this body and mind, and when we say, the moment someone is asked, who are you? Immediately my name and immediately my position, and take out the business card and give, oh, here you can contact me. That long you have to serve the people, serve the being in this condition. Otherwise, why? What is the basis of morality? This consciousness. Awareness about the Brahman is really painful for a human. Living miserably, now and then suffering and hankering for a little helplessness, when in reality he himself is the source of bliss. That this is really, really wonderful. We are hankering for someone to come and help, but we are the source of all strength, all bliss. It is as if a poor man lying on a bed. It is the poor man lying on a bed exactly under which there millions of dollar bills are there. So it is okay. A poor man was lying on a bed, and he was not knowing that exactly under his bed a bag full of money, the millions of dollars are there. Then that, just like that, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna also gave the same type of example. We are gods, but we do not know. We are searching for God. There is only Brahman that exists and nothing else. Though it has been said that this world is nothing but Brahman, but it is not eternal like Brahman. Now, another problem is coming. It says that this world is Brahman. The Swami Vivekananda is one of his, maybe in the next class, today I couldn't find that. Next class I will quote from that, the poem. The Swamiji gave a wonderful lecture, and he said that everything is God. Then the lady went back and wrote to Swamiji, that means I am also God, you are also. The Swamiji is giving the answer, and very sarcastically, very nicely. In that poem it is there. This world, is this that Brahman? If it is, but it is constantly changing, then, so another point of view. That means you are leaving the hearth and home, you are leaving the world, thinking that this world is not pure, this is impure, so I should leave this world and I should accept the purity, the truth, the God. We have all, the sannyasins, the nuns, they have left their hearth and home. And now why? This is the answer now the Vasishta is giving. The that this world is illusory. That's why in the beginning he said, "O Rama, this world is unreal." First he said the world has come out of that consciousness. It is just like the same. And second, Swami Vivekananda, Sri Ramakrishna also said the same thing, it supported. And Shankaracharya also supported. But one should understand from what point of view that is says like this. Rama should not misunderstand. Hence the Rishi Vasishta said, it is in the second chapter of the Yogavasistha Sara, and in the first verse it says, Samyamat manasa shantim eti samsara sambramaha. The delusion of this world goes away when minds become controlled. Samyamat, when the mind is completely controlled. Mind control means there is no desire. So why it says like that? This world is made of Brahman. That is true. But it is not Brahman. Why? Because it is temporary. It is illusive. That also we have to understand. And that is from that point of view, as long as we do not understand this world is nothing but the Brahman, as Swami Vivekananda saw, Sri Ramakrishna saw, Shankaracharya in the beginning he was not. Then afterwards in his maturity he also realized that. So that is the way we have to understand. You know that story of Shankaracharya? In the Kashi he was going and he saw that a pariya, a low-born person, he is coming with some of the dogs, the dirty. The Shankara bathed in the Ganga and he was going to worship the Shiva. Naturally he said, hey, go away from my, because I am going to the temple. Then that man, whom you are asking to go away? And why? Hey, you're the dirty one, go away. And I have bathed in the Ganga, I am pure one. So you are talking about the body? Even after bathing in the Ganga, all the filth is there in your body, isn't it? In that way, this body which has not bathed in the Ganga and that your body which has bathed in the Ganga are the same, because filth is already there in the inside. So you cannot say my body is impure and your body is pure, isn't? And if you talk about the Atman, it is already pure in you and me. Shankara understood, oh my God, it cannot be an ordinary person. It was the Lord Shiva teaching Shankara, the young person. Shankara was very young that time. And that is called Vedanta. From which point of view you are looking at? Of course, the person who has not bathed and this is dirty with all the filth is there in his body and the dogs with him, of course we should not go and touch at that moment, because that very moment I am not sure about the Atman. So my God is there in the temple only. My God is there in mind only. So like that we are thinking. So this separation. But same person, when you look from the absolute point of view, there is nothing but Brahman. All bodies are full of filth. So there is no difference. Atman is pure. There is no difference. So 2 points of view that we have to understand, and here exactly that Vasishta is introducing in the first verse, first line I am quoting, not the second line. Sanyamat. Sanyamat means after control. Sanyama. So Sanyamat. Manasa. What I am controlling? Mind. What I am having? Shantim. The moment I am controlling my mind, I get the Shanti. Eti samsara sambramaha. The samsara sambrama, it becomes control. What is this samsara? That which is constantly changing. That is called samsara. Samyak, the sarati iti samsara. Sarati, constantly changing, it is called samsara. The samyak sarati iti samsara, constantly changing. Why we suffer? We think this is permanent for me. The mother is fighting with the daughter-in-law. Why? Because she wants to get the son as she was having before the marriage. This is the only point and nothing else. All the time, in every society, this is the common thing. Why? Because of the wrong conception. I am thinking my son is my son, so obviously he will be always with me as he was when he was young. It is not changing. Mind is changing, body is changing, thought processes are changing, lifestyles are changing, everything is changing. If the mother can understand that, there is only joy. Then she can enjoy the company of the both. The same way, the wife also thinking the mother has given the birth of this son who is my husband, so naturally she also has the same love and affection. I should not disturb that. Look at it, just thinking, and the whole samsara family will be full of joy, full of happiness, isn't it? So who is creating the problem? My thought. Who can solve it? Me, my thought. Who can be in joy? My thought, if I can apply that properly. So it says the same way. And how it is possible? When you have controlled the mind. And what is that mind? Full of desire, full of movement of thoughts. That is the reason we have to control the mind. Why meditation? These rishis, they discovered meditation for whom? Those who cannot control their mind. But the Supreme Self, like the Sri Ramakrishna, he never had the afterwards, when he realized that, he never needed the meditation. It was not necessary for him. Because he was seeing the truth all the time, every moment. There was no desire at all. And only thing that was there is love, love and love. Love for whom? Love for this created being. And he wanted to guide them properly. As the father, as the parents, the mother, they are having the love for the children, and so they again and again they go and tell the child, don't do this. You are going to suffer. From the experience they are telling. If the child is listening to them, they are happy. If they don't listen to the parents, parents are the only people who love them so much. They always want that they should be, my children should be happy. No one else in this world. Spiritual guru also does the same thing. But one should be careful to choose the guru. But the mother and father, they are always there by our side. But unfortunately, many of us, we don't like to listen to them. And ultimately, we suffer. So this is what he says, you have to control the mind. How? Through discriminations. I will now quote from the verse, chapter 2, verse 2. Rishi Vasistha make this idea more clear. How? Chitta unmesha nimeshabhyam samsarasya udaya shayo. Chitta, that is the mind stuff. Unmesha, open. Nimeshabhyam, close. Samsarasya, this external world. Udaya, arising. Shayo, dissolving. Vasana, desire. Prana, the prana. And samrodhat, controlling. Animesham, mana kuru, calm down your mind. Animesham means calm. Mana, mind. Kuru, you do. Calm your mind. How? Thinking, I am creating this world and I am withdrawing this world. That's all. Existence and the dissolution of this world, the samsara, depends on our mind. Mind create it. Again, mind dissolve it. Hence, to be free from the bondage and samsara, control the mind. isn't it? Now, if you close your eyes and go back to your life, every place, in every corner of your life, you will find this is true. And that sometimes we developed a great friendship with someone. Who developed? I developed. Who thought that he is my very close friend? I thought. And then afterwards, when I came to know that actually he or she is not loving me as I am thinking, who suffers? I suffer. So it is whole creation. That person whom I am blaming, sometimes some people in our country, in here also, they can't bear that pain, they go and do something very wrong. But that is wrong. You are making the problem, not that person whom you are thinking that he or she loves me and attached to me and do this, do that. You are imagining. It is all your imagination. So, how the world is created? From my mind. So, it's sung, the Yogavasistha, that it says, Chitta Unmesha Nimishabhyam. Unmesha. The moment it is open, open means you are thinking. But when you think, no, it is not, he doesn't like me, Nimeshabhyam, it goes back. If you think that I am attached to that particular person or a thing, you are attached. If you think you are not attached, you are not attached. So, who is creating this world? I. And then how can I blame other for my suffering? It is me only. I don't know. The one person I was telling that you have to develop your personality. How to go and stand before a person, how to talk, because this is the world, is a very competitive world. You have to develop. You have to see how it is there and how to talk, and you have to shape your the way that when you are going over there, the person, the moment he looks at you, yes, impressed. This person I can depend on for my work. You get the job. So that is the way you have to prepare. Otherwise, if it is not and you go on blaming, how it is possible? Each and every place, this is the thing for our suffering. The whole world is nothing but my creation. The long back, when we are brahmacharis, we are young, so naturally we wanted the love and affection of our seniors. Then one day, few of us, the young Swamis that time, we were just walking, then we saw in distance our senior Swamiji. He is affectionately talking with another person and keeping his hand on his shoulder. Then one of us told, look at that, he never does like that with us. And that fellow, he is getting all his affection. I told, don't be jealous like this. We are grown up enough. And we are reading the scriptures, the Vedanta. You are thinking that boy is enjoying the company of our in church? May not be. Maybe he is looking at us and thinking, these fellows are free and they are moving around, and I am bound by this Swami, and the Swami is walking so slowly, the old man, and I can't run, I cannot do little exercise, and those people are, we are friends. We are going and playing the basketball, and he is suffering walking with the old man. Maybe that he is not liking it and suffering. So don't imagine and unnecessarily create problem for you. Moreover, this whole thing is temporary. And in Ramakrishna Mission, we are together for some time. Then again the headquarters will ask us to go here, there, all are separated. As in the worldly life we have seen, in the university we are so close friends, and when we pass out from that, after the graduation, we do not know where we are going. Somebody will be joining here, there, and maybe after some time we mix. So that is the way, if we discriminate in every step of our life, we are going to enjoy. So this is called positive thinking. The Rishi Vasishta told Rama that this samsara, this world that you are thinking to renounce, is nothing but Brahman, because there is no other existence except Brahman, the consciousness. From this point, samsara is also Brahman. Then question comes, how this samsara can be Brahman, because it is all temporary, it is changeable. In deep sleep, there remains no samsara. When you go to deep sleep, when there is no our dream also, then there is nothing. So who is creating the samsara? I am creating. I can dissolve it also. Sometimes some people on particular one thought, they go on brooding over one thought and they suffer. Then the psychiatric, they will give them a little bit of medicine by which they will go to sleep. And when they sleep, then there is no problem, because they are beyond that thought. When they suffer, because of the thought. Whose thought? His own thought. How it came? Because he developed that, he created that. In the meditation time, we cannot control our mind. Why? Because different type of thoughts are entering into our mind, disturbing. Where from those thoughts came? I wanted to see the movie, and the impression of the movie is there. And in the meditation, I see that the Jhansi Rani is sitting on the horseback and running. So in meditation, I can't see the God, I see Jhansi Rani. So then I say, I cannot meditate. Who has created the problem? You. Because you wanted to disturb your mind, your thought process. Friends, no one is to blame. That's why Ma Sharadamani Devi said, if you want peace, my children, don't blame others. Rather, find your own fault and rectify it. By that way, it will be easy for you to go beyond that problem. And Rishi says that it is to be, because of the samsara, is the creation of the mind. Naturally, the joy and suffering of the samsara is also can be overcome by controlling. Hence, to be free, one should try to control the mind. Now we come to practice. Theory, this world is nothing but Brahman. To who can see, who can look at it as the consciousness for him. Right this moment, for me, for you, for him or for her, if it is okay. If it is not, of course we should have to prepare ourselves to go to that height. How to prepare? Controlling our mind. Why? Because we are creating this world. So we should control our mind. Then the joy that we will have every time, so we will have in that way. So now let us, so I don't know whether I will be able to finish it today, but let us say these 4 things. How to control? There are 4 steps. For those who are very intellectual and little advanced in the spiritual life, don't be unnecessarily putting yourself, if I am not, then I am the other people, what they will think, I am also advanced. No, don't think in that way. I am not advanced. I tried from the last the thing, which is very easy for me to practice. The first thing is, for those who are very advanced, Brahma Abhyasa. Brahma Abhyasa. I am the pure soul. This Brahma Satya Jagad Mitta. Jiva Brahmaiva na apara. The Brahman is the only truth, and this universe, this world is all illusory, and I am that Brahman. So Brahma Abhyasa, every day, whatever is happening all around us. Some people are praising, I am not elated. Some people are criticizing, I am not dejected. Every time everything, good food has come, it is okay. It's not there, it is okay. So like that Brahma Abhyasa we have to make. Constantly, constantly, constantly. Friends, this is not so easy. Just putting on the garb, the Gerua garb, and we become a monk and a nun, and we go on telling, hey, we are monks, we are nuns. It is not so easy. And sometimes some people, they say, I have realized, I have read all these things, I know. It is not so easy. Practice. So we should not be hypocrite. And we should not deceive ourselves. And the dangerous thing is, we hypnotize ourselves, in the path of the spirituality, just to get some appreciation from others. We hypnotize ourselves and say, I saw the star, I saw the light, I saw the God, and the goddess Kali came and told me this, and that Narayan also came and told me this, Ganesha also visited me. I don't know. So one should be very, very careful. If the Kali, the Ganesha, the Vishnu are all visiting you, you must be a very holy person, and that should be reflected in your daily behavior. That is the thing. Prove it. Unless you just say that this is the certificate, I passed from this college, this university, that university, I am a great doctor. And then if someone comes and says, can you please check me, I am having little headache? Oh, I don't know. What type of doctor you are then? So we have to understand the effect should be there. Unless and until the effect is there, that cannot be. So it says Brahma Abhyasa, and he is going on thinking. Then Tyaga Abhyasa. What is the Tyaga Abhyasa? Tyaga Abhyasa means the desire comes, you have to give up. That is called Tyaga Abhyasa. I don't need it. It is not necessary. Now this pandemic 19, it has forced many people to practice this Tyaga, because they can't go out. And naturally, they are thinking it is okay. I won't go there. It is absolutely all right for me. And this way they are thinking. So this is called Tyaga Abhyasa. Brahma Abhyasa and Tyaga Abhyasa. The Tyaga, is it really necessary for me? And I am sufficient with this. Like that, many of our desires we can control, and by that way you'll be very happy. You'll be very happy. So we are going to be happy, and that is the reason we have to practice the 4 different things. What? First is Brahma Abhyasa. Those who are already advanced, they will go on thinking, I am that Brahman, I am that Brahman, I am that Supreme Self. But friends, be very, very careful. If you are sincere, if you truly want to see that truth and get that joy, the bliss, and enlighten yourself, so that way you have to understand that this Brahma Abhyasa is for those who are really, really advanced. Second is Tyaga Abhyasa. The Tyaga, the many of the desires that we are having, it is easy if we are not having. It is possible. I must have this, I must have that, and if I am not having, I am going to suffer, I cannot eat without that. Nothing like that. So you can practice this Tyaga. Religious practices, when they practice, this is there only. Someone has come and the acoustic words he or she is using, and very painful, but even then you look at the face of the person who is trying to humiliate you and just enjoy. Oh my God, he is just trying to humiliate me, but I am not this body, this mind. He is only humiliating this body and mind, not me. Look that. And if you can, the Tyaga Abhyasa, if we are controlling the mind, and then that person won't be able to hurt you in any way. Of course, physically, if they are beating, you can feel physically, but psychologically, mentally, it is completely, you are the master. Then Dhyanapyasa. This is the third, Dhyanapyasa. Every day, if you practice at least 4 times, sit on in the way, whatever possible way, and then try to forget the whole body. That is dhyana. Just forget your whole body and forget the place you are sitting, and that way you can control. Maybe for 1 minute, maybe 2 minutes, just become still. There are many processes. They say observe your thoughts, observe your breathing. So many they have developed. Just sit over there and say, I am not going to think anything. And by that way, its best thing is come out of your body and look at your body. You try to see yourself. We have not seen ourselves. So before meditation, you can go and stand before a mirror and come and then sit and try to imagine, oh, my hairs are like this, my face is like this, my limbs are like this, I am sitting like this. You are observing yourself. And by that way also you can control your own mind. But anyway, there are many processes about the meditation. The courses are there. So withdrawing the senses from the sense objects, the Dhyanapyasa. And another very common, and that is for everyone, is called Sadhu Sangha. The Sadhu Sangha, the holy company, the company that will give you a true direction, that will give you the joy, and that will give you the encouragement, and that will make your mind broad, sympathetic for others. That is called Sadhu Sangha. The Sadhu Sangha doesn't mean anyone claiming as a monk or a nun, and we go and listen to them and have their company. And the moment you are going and listening and having the company, you are imbibing their personalities, because they are thoughts. And if it is narrow, if it is crooked, and if it is not that way properly understanding your mind and guiding you, then it won't help. So the basic is the Sadhu Sangha, Satsanga. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna begins with this, because he was talking with the ordinary people. Go to a monk, go to a holy person and listen to him or her, or read holy books. That is also the holy company. Read holy books and try to imbibe those instructions which are possible for you to practice. And then next step you go, control your mind. Then the third step you go, try to give up all the desire. Minimize, that's all. Minimize your desire, and it is possible. Simple living, high thinking, that was the motto of the Hindu society sometime. Now it is opposite. So most of the people are doing anything else. So this is the way. And the fourth, final, I am that Brahman. And if we can do that, in the 5th chapter, 23rd and 26th verse of the Bhagavad Gita, maybe in our next class we will discuss that, Bhagavan Sri Krishna also is asking, go beyond this body. How? By controlling your desire. The desire, the base desire is the last. And this last we have to overcome. And that is the main fight. This is the main thing. It is so strong. And we have to, and that is the hero. And heroine means what? We can control our mind. Thank you, friends. Thank you for, and the next we will continue with this.
Well, the first question is from Ola Sen. He has 2 questions in his chat. First is, I am confused about taking Diksha from Kula Guru. Is there any way to choose Gurudev? That's the first question. Second question also is asking, is the Guru Karan to enter into Adhyatma?
See, Guru means that whatever may be, if the Guru is from your family tradition, Kulo Guru, or from anyone else, Guru is okay. Guru is only God. No human can become Guru, you know. No human can become Guru. Only God can. Why? Because God is having the power to give you liberation. So that is the reason, don't doubt about it. And if the mantra that has been given, you have the faith and continue that, what will happen? Whatever may be the mantra, if you are continuously trying to imagine that, the mantra means it must be some god or goddess, and if you are imagining that, you are withdrawing your mind from the senses. And when you go to that, your mind is controlled, then you are successful. So it is not the Guru or the process, but the practice, and your idea should be clear. I am going to control my desires, and desires are coming out of the contact of the sense objects, Rupa, Rasha, Shabda, Sparsha, Gandha, all those objects are there, and my eyes go and fall on that. The ear also brings the sound, the smell, I am going to control that. These 4 steps just now I discussed, try the first one. Sadguru means the good guidance. If you are reading the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna Kathamrita, the best Guru, and he will every page learn a simple way why we should control and how to control, and your spiritual life will be very peaceful.
The next question is from Srima Viswas. How we keep away our mind from attachment?
Simaji, is all practices, you know, from the attachment means it is all. So can you remember your childhood friend when you were a kid, used to play with someone, maybe another girl from the neighborhood? Do you remember her? Do you know where she is, what she is doing, or feel that attachment as you used to feel in your childhood days? None of us. We may remember one or two of them. We don't remember our brothers also, brothers and sisters with whom all you grew up. Then we have a hello, how are you, that much. Do you really feel that attachment? Very few. So that is the way. When you understand everyone is individual, everything is separate, and you remember that everything is going to change, nothing is going to be permanent, automatically, just by this thought, you will feel detached. Anything happen, it is okay. My son is behaving very peculiarly, not listening to me. He has grown up, now it is his own life, it is okay for him. If he is thinking he will be happy, let him be happy. So that is the way detachment we can develop.
The next question is from Oprotrim Chatterjee. He is asking, Swamiji, we experience the world, so we cannot say it is unreal with respect to the jiva. Realizing Brahman, we know the unreality. But how can we know it as unreal if the world is nothing but Brahman?
This is the discussion is going on. The first is the Rishi is told, the Vasishta told, and also the Upanishad and other philosophers like Shankara, that this world cannot be but Brahman. Why? Because it has come from Brahman. It has been created by Brahman. So that is the first step. And if you listen to my previous talks, we have discussed how it has come. So that is if it is changing as a milk is changing into the curd or yogurt. So if that change, no, it cannot be. In that case, how the changes? So it is all imagination. Today we are studying that I am creating my world. I am thinking somebody is my friend, somebody is my foe, somebody is very close to me, and I am about that, either I am enjoying or suffering. The whole world is my creation. So by that way, if you are advancing slowly, then the time will come when we will see it is true. This world is illusory, and actually I am seeing this world on the consciousness which is truth. As they say, I see a snake on a rope. Rope is truth by that time, that moment. On that I have superimposed the snake and I am afraid. But the light has come, the guru has come, the people has come to teach me, and I saw, oh no, truly, it is only the rope, it is not the snake. So that way we can understand. We have to proceed in this way. But this moment, as because we cannot feel that this world is illusory, we should be very careful to perform our swadharma. The swadharma, my own responsibility, and all the things that I have taken to my care, I must perform that at the best way it is possible.
This question is from Tuhin. He is asking, how can I develop the outlook to look at the worldly reality as unreal?
So Tuhin, again and again the same discussion is going on. This is a practice. As a practice, if you just, I gave it from my own the experience. The one of the brother friend, he is also a monastic. He was thinking that Swami who is in church is patting another brahmachari, another young Swami, and we are not getting his affection. As in the family also sometimes the children they feel. That I thought it is unnecessary. Maybe the person who is now walking with the Swami is not enjoying it. Rather we are enjoying, we are free, we can either play, we can just do whatever but the moment you are with the boss, you cannot do that. So who is enjoying? So that is the way you have to. In this world also, whatever you are supposed to get in this world according to your karma, you will surely get it. Be sure about it. And then prepare yourself for the better one. And suppose you can't be successful, don't be dejected. Tell yourself, oh, that was not for me. And always say, I am also having so many things, and at my back there are so many people, they are not having any room, any bed, any food. They are still surviving. Why not me? I am happy. Whatever the God has given, I am happy. So friend, shall I tell you from my life? So when they first sent me to, I was very young that time. So when they sent me to Andaman, you can feel the Andaman, that island, there was nothing. Now Andaman is very developed. After the tsunami, it has become so modern. But at that time in 1992-93, oh my God, there was nothing, no light. In the evening time, all dark and terrible. The sound of the waves. Our ashrama was just on the bank of the ocean, the Bay of Bengal. Then I was thinking, I was in Calcutta, Advaita ashrama, all glaring, beautiful, so many monastic brothers and friends, and I am alone, and not a single soul to talk to. Then first 1 or 2 days, I was thinking, where have I come? Then I started thinking, oh, it's a beautiful place for me to meditate. And moreover, this land is sanctified by the people who gave their life for our freedom. Those freedom fighters, they were so unselfish. And unselfishness is God. If the freedom fighters, those unselfish young people, they went over there, they were imprisoned, they were tortured, and they gave their whole life only for the freedom of the India, I am in a very holy place. I am very happy, and this is my luck. And from the next day, I started enjoying living over there. 8 years I was there, not a single moment I suffered, Moreover, with the blessings of the Sri Ramakrishna Maharashada Swamiji, it was a grand success in my mission over there. So, like this, try to think about it. Whatever I am happy. Some people maybe are having other thing, let them be happy, no problem for me. And you will see, you are always enjoying and you are becoming successful. Thank you.
The next question is from Sudipta. I listen to spiritual discourses every day, meditate, but sometimes I get perturbed by actions done by others. I try to control my anger, but it bubbles up. How to get rid of it?
That's very good. So that you are practicing. And suppose you are in the jungle where there is no people all around, but the animals are there. So suppose after walking 3-4 miles, you go to the village and then get some banana for your lunch, you come back again after traveling 3-4 miles and sit down exhausted. You just kept the banana in your front and you are closing your eyes to think, to offer to God, and then you will eat. You are so hungry. And the monkey comes and takes that away. What will happen? A problem is everywhere. Wherever you go, there will be problem. Don't think there will be opposition, won't be there. Opposition is there everywhere. But think that, oh, this is the challenges that I have to overcome. In our spiritual life also, every moment, everywhere, challenges are there. The householders, they don't understand. They sometimes blame the monks. Can you imagine the suffering of the monk? He can't go and tell, I didn't do it. But all people are looking at him, oh my God, this is like this like that. So that is also suffering. I will tell you that each and every one is having these challenges. And the more you try to be free from this Maya's bondages, Maya will go on sending you the challenges. Be courageous, be hero, and say, I am going to face this. Whatever the other people are trying to do to disturb my spiritual practices, regularly and secretly, I am going to overcome it. And time will come, if you are sincere, those people who are trying to object you, they will also be your friends. They will also bow down to you. And that is the proof of spirituality. Thank you.
The next question is from Charles. He is asking, why did Buddha give up his kingdom while Rama became king?
Yeah, that is a very good question, Charles, and really very intelligent question. Buddha at time didn't get, I think, this is my answer, didn't get a teacher like Vasistha. So the Vasistha convinced Sri Ramachandra. So that is the main thing. And it says that getting a guru, a preceptor, a spiritual teacher is really by the grace of God. And one who is getting a proper guide, then there is no problem. Vasistha convinced Sri Ramachandra, detach yourself from this, and then you are a king and you are supposed to do this, you should do. And moreover, you know that there was another way we can think. Our Buddha, Gautama Buddha, he had another mission, so to develop the monasticism, maybe like that. But had he the Vasistha as his guru at that time, maybe he would have been a king again, like Ramchandra.
The next question is from Madhumita. She is asking, if everybody in a family has some different opinion about life, how can I make others understand my view of Vedanta?
Madhumita, I should say it's not necessary to convert others in your own opinion. It's nothing like that. So it must be the different. You just practice Vedanta. Whatever the way you have understood, you practice Vedanta. I will tell you, Swami Dhireshananda Ji Maharaj, the 10th president of our order. His birthday was yesterday. And there was another Swami, the Bharat Maharaj. So they were great friends. Bharat Maharaj was the manager and Dhireshananda Ji was the president. So Abhayananda Ji, Bharat Maharaj. So this, now Bharat Maharaj was a staunch Vedantin. He will never go to temple. Can you imagine? Belur Math. He is there in the Belur Math as a manager and he is a Vedantin. He is supposed to look after the temple. He will go to the temple to see everything is neat and clean as a manager. That is his duty. He will perform. But no one saw him folding his hand and offering pranam. He will never do. And they called him Prabhu Maharaj, Swami Vivekananda Ji. He was at least we have seen in the externally, and so devoted. When he will go approach to the image of Sri Ramakrishna in Belur Math, he will fold his hand, he will enter there trembling as if Sri Ramakrishna is sitting there. We used to observe how to offer pranam, and he will go and he will talk as looking at Sri Ramakrishna as if he is having the question answer, reporting to him what has happened all day. Then he will have the pranam. Then slowly, he will never turn his back towards the image. He will come back through backwards, and then he will get down, and 2-3 times he will go and see if Sri Ramakrishna has anything else to talk, and then only he will go. So these two, but they were great friends, and they were in the Belur Math. It is possible in the family too. Don't bother about others, but rather pray for their things. God will take them to their own courses. You try as you think that the Vedanta is the best in the Vedantic way. Thank you, friends. I think that is so. Let us conclude by saying Shanti for 3 times. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.